y'all. The NBC library page has changed some, so we're going to do another quick video about how to find primary sources on the library's webpage. So I am sharing my screen, so let us go to the NBC webpage, and we're going to go to Menu, and we're going to go to Library. We're going to scroll down until we get to Databases. And down here, we're going to keep scrolling until we get to Social Sciences. So the two that we probably want to use, no thank you, are going to be the Gale OneFile Psychology and Science Direct. You can probably also use JSTOR. You might use this for your abnormal psychology classes, but not for my classes. All right, so let's try Gale. We're going to have to log in. So you put in your username, which is your ACE's name, and then your banner ID. And you're met with this page. Okay, so we're going to put our topic in here. So let's say that I am looking at discrimination in the workplace. And what you will see is that it actually came up with a whole bunch of suggestions. And so unlike me, I just went fast through it. You could actually look at some of the suggestions and see if any of those suggestions match your search query. Okay, so over here, we want to look at a couple of things. One is that we want to make sure we're getting full text documents. So we want to make sure that we're actually getting the whole article, not just an abstract. We want to look at document type. We want to look at either articles or reports. Article meaning an article written by the authors who did a research studies, and reports are sometimes similar to that. And then we're going to click apply. Okay, so we don't want magazines though, right? We want academic journals. So if you look right here, you'll see academic journals. Okay, now once I'm on the academic journals page, I can actually click, I only want peer-reviewed journals. And it will go through, and there we go. So you can see that. So now I've got all of these articles to look through. And so my suggestion to you is to look at the titles of the articles and see which one kind of jumps out at you. So let's see. If we were looking at sex discrimination in the workforce, then we could look at this article. And so we brought up this article. Here's the title. These are the authors, the date of publication, the journal title, volume, and issue number. All that information you will need when you're doing your reference list. And this is the abstract. Okay, so the abstract is going to be 150 to 200 word summary of the actual article itself. So in this, we are going to look for a sample size or a number of participants. And I'm looking for, I don't see a number of participants, but it does say that it draws data from the National Survey of Changing Workforces. So what we can do is we can kind of scroll down through the article and look for our hypotheses. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're actually labeled like that. Sometimes they're not. So once we've found our hypothesis, another thing we want to look for is the methods section, so data, methods, and measures. So this will actually show us the sample size. Okay, so 2,810 respondents. And so we're looking at the results now. And a lot of times students say, well, the results section doesn't make any sense because it's a whole lot of statistics, which I totally get. So what we should do instead is look for the discussion section. The discussion section is where they're actually going to, in words, tell us what the results mean, whether or not the hypotheses were supported or refuted, things like that. So this article would be sufficient for us for one of our papers if we were working on it. Let's see. So this one looks at workplace discrimination related to mental health. So let's take a look at this one. So again, title, authors, date of publication, journal title, volume, and issue number. And then the methods. So the abstract is really broken down here. So this looks at the hypothesis, the method, so it tells you right there the sample size and the results. And then you can scroll down to read the rest of the article. Okay, so that's how you use Gale in order to find articles for your paper. What about if I wanted to use the other one? Let's see. So let's go back to the library's one page. So library. Go to databases. Social sciences. I want to use Science Direct this time. And it doesn't, this one doesn't generally give you the drop down in terms of different ideas, but we also want to look at research articles. Okay. And some of the sources might be the same. You might get some of the same exact ones. It would probably be good for us to get ones in English unless you can read something else. And let's see. So, current state of gender discrimination, sexual harassment, radiology. That would be interesting. So again, here's our title. These are our authors. Now remember, when we're putting the information into our reference list, we're only using the person's name, PhD, MS. PhD and MS are their degrees. We do not use that information. So this one, if we were to cite it or to reference it in our paper, it would be Pateau et al. And then the date of publication, which was 2002. So here's the journal title, volume, issue, again, date of publication. And then the sample size is here. And so we can recognize pretty quickly that this article would be something that we can use for our paper, that it is a primary source. So remember, a primary source is a research report written by the folks who actually did a research study. Okay, so that is how we would use the Gale and the Science Direct on our library's webpage. If you have more questions, please feel free to send me a message and we can get it figured out. Thanks.